What's up, guys? If you feel that I haven't done enough videos in the past few weeks, or maybe 2 a month, well, I'm certainly making up for it in a large part today. I put out a video a few hours ago, and this is my second of the day. So, it's going to be about iOS 5, and even if a few of them could be seen as picky, it's really just my opinions on 5 things that I'm certainly still waiting for in iOS 6. So first is, landscape home screen. Even on the iPhone, I mean, maybe some people would think that if you were to turn it this way, it would there wouldn't be enough space for the icons. I guess that's probably true. So that's understandable. But, maybe at least support for all 4 sides. So on an iPad, you could view it like this. You could view it like this with the home screen button on top. You could view it like this, obviously, the standard way, and also like this. So support for all 4 sides and landscape home screen, or that's just my first thing, but certainly not something I expect. It's just something that would be cool and a nice addition. Even if it is a little bit of a weird idea, thinking of a landscape home screen, Apple will find a way to make it work if they wanted to. So the second one is a landscape app switching tray. So when you double tap the home screen for the app switcher, you can only get it in portrait mode right now. So when you try to turn it this way, not only does the multitasking bar or app switching tray not go to landscape, but the icons don't even switch. So it would be okay if maybe, because they don't like things landscape on the iPhone, at least from the home screen point of view, but I mean, at the very least, they can make the icons turned so that they face the right direction. So even when you scroll this way, they can make the play button turn so it faces you correctly. The portrait orientation lock button could be, switched, and just everything could just be turned 90 degrees, and it would face you correctly. So that's just a small thing, and they could definitely add that, and it would be nice. Triple clicked accidentally there, but the third thing. So the iPad has multi-touch gestures, at least with the first beta of 4.3 and all betas of iOS 5. So on the iPhone right now, or probably basically never, I don't think they're ever going to support multi-touch gestures on the iPhone. But I think it would be amazing if they did. It certainly doesn't have to be 4 fingers, because no one could fit 4 fingers on their iPhone. But even the person with the smallest finger is not going to be able to support 4 fingers on this screen. Maybe in landscape, but let's say they did 2 finger gestures. So if you wanted to bring up the drawer right now, you could just swipe up with 2 fingers, or maybe even 1 finger. If you swipe down with 1 finger, it brings down Notification Center. So you should be able to swipe up to get the multitasking bar or app switching tray. But none of these things are available. It's certainly a big step up with Notification Center, I have to admit. But it would be nice if there were adapted multi-touch gestures for the iPhone screen. And alright, so next, the 4th thing. So basically, this is one part, but in 2 little sections. So it has to deal with the App Store. If you go to the App Store right now, and you want to download apps, you have to go one at a time. Let's wait for this to load, but you have to go one at a time. So if I want to buy, 4 apps, or 5, or however many, I have to go one at a time, put my password in the first time, and then go one at a time. It takes you, when you click it to install, it forces you back to your home screen. It slides over to wherever your app's being installed. So for me, it would be on the 3rd screen. And then you have to go all the way back to the App Store, reload it, then search whatever you need, and then you have to go one by one by one. So it's really annoying. It would be nice if they could download in the background. You select how many apps you want to do, and they just download without you having to be forced to watch them. You don't really have to be forced to watch them. They will download in the background, but at first, it takes you out, and you have to go back. So it would be nice if it could just stay in the App Store, and you could have the option to stop and go to your home screen whenever you're done buying apps. So, and also, for updates. It does update all, but it forces you out of the app, whatever. So it would be nice to not be forced out of the app. And the second part is if you want to delete apps, again, from your home screen. When you delete apps now, you have to delete apps one at a time. I'm not going to actually delete this, but every single time you click the X, it gives this little pop-up, and you have to click delete. And then you have to go one at a time, and it's going to give you the pop-up every single time. And if you want to delete it, you'll click delete. But otherwise, I'm going to click cancel, and you have to delete it one at a time. But let's say you wanted to delete like a lot of apps. You wanted to rearrange things. You wanted to, just for whatever reason, you wanted to delete more than one app at a time, which is a very likely case and happens a lot. You now have to go one at a time. It'd be nice if, I don't even know, if there was like an edit button somewhere. Maybe you double tap, you go over here and you click edit or something. And if maybe there was a third swipe to the left, you click edit. And then you could just delete as many apps as you want at a time. And there are little check boxes, I guess, and you tap on the icon of however many apps you want to delete, and you just click a delete button. So, again, I mean, somewhat picky, I guess you could say it's picky, but you can't tell me that wouldn't be a nice feature to have. So, all these little things they would add to the experience. So the fifth and final thing, certainly not least though, in Mail with iOS 5, they've given you rich text editing. So basically what rich text editing means is that when you create a new email, or whenever you're writing text in an email, if you select the word that you wrote, so I wrote hi, if you select it, you can now, if you scroll to the right, you can bold or underline it. So bold, italicize, or underline it. So that's rich text editing. But let's say you wanted to do this in any other app. Well, right now, you simply can't do that. So if you were to want, I'm not going to do it because there's no point, I'll just explain it. If you were to want to write a note in Notes and underline your note, then, or underline a word in a text, anything. So messages, notes, two apps already off the top of my head where you could use rich text editing and other things. And I'm sure they could give that feature. So, if you guys think I've missed anything, you want to add anything, just give me video responses, comments, anything. Because this is my opinion, but YouTube is meant for everyone's opinion. So, what's your take? What's my take? What's your friend's take? Anyone, give their opinions. Thanks, guys. Peace.